Yes, sir. You already know. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving you a perspective on teamwork that you will not get anywhere else. Right into it today. This past Labor Day on Monday, this past Monday, I went out with my cousin. Shout out to you, Antoine. I went out with my cousin, and we went to Cheesecake. We went to a few different restaurants. However, I don't have time to talk about my experiences at both of these restaurants. We'll do a podcast episode on that at a later date. Now, as far as what I want to talk to you guys about, right? At the end of the night, we went to the Cheesecake Factory for some desserts, right? And then naturally, it's us men sitting in one area, and then the ladies sat in the other area, right? So the reason we went out that night, is we were celebrating the retirement of, I believe he's my cousin, one of our cousins. He just recently retired, so congrats to you and all that stuff. So here's what happened. I got to get to this story. Because I've been thinking about it for 4 days now, right? So the alcohol starts flowing. I wasn't drinking, but you can see these are elder Trini men, and the alcohol starts flowing. Once the alcohol starts flowing, they start thinking about ex-wives and all that kind of shit. And, ex-wives and alcohol is a very, very bad conversation. Very, very bad, very, very bad connection, okay? Because it can go in a lot of different ways, and the whole thing can turn really, really nasty really, really quick, right? So the guy we were celebrating, he goes, the biggest mistake I've made was my second wife. That was what he said. And right before he went any further, my man on the other side, I don't know his name, but he's one of my uncle's friends, the old school Trinity, man, old school Trinity, that's just ready to give real advice. I remember having some great conversations with him. He just stops him. He goes, look, boy, the only time one to start thinking about he past mistakes is when you look back. So don't look back. He said it just like that. I'm quoting him specifically. All right, now it got me thinking in terms of when you talk about this, because while I agree with him in terms of not looking back in life, sometimes you have to look back. So, I sort of pushed back on his point. And here's what I've gathered. And this took me 4 days to really kind of think about exactly what it is, where the connection is. And here's what I came up with. There's a difference between looking back and getting knocked back. All right, there's a difference between voluntarily looking back at your past to say, okay, this is where I made my mistakes and all that other shit. And then it's a completely different situation when life knocks your ass back. Because when life knocks you back, you sort of got to back up, gather yourself, get ready for the next move, boom, boom, boom. You got to be ready. And that's where I want to get you. All right, no more voluntarily looking back. Now, it's a difference if life knocks you back and you got to get yourself gathered and you got to get yourself ready, and then that's the test. That's more of a test to see if you've really moved on. That's more of a test to see if you really about it. That's more of a test to see if you can keep going, because that's what life's all about, right? How much you can take, just like you said in Rocky, how much you can take, how many punches you can take and keep moving forward. That's what it's all about, okay? So again, I hope you guys got something from that. Make sure you enjoy your Friday. And like I said, there will be an entirely new podcast, a whole 30 plus minute podcast on this very, very subject. Make sure if you have not yet, download the Move Swiftly podcast. It's available on all streams. Also, please make sure you go to makeyourmove.com, purchase a couple copies of my book, and inquire about the hiring seminars that are starting this very month. Also, the Dolphins Cancer Challenge. I will be actively building a fundraising team as well, and so many more things. Just make sure you just stay locked in, stay plugged in. There's a whole host of things coming down the pipeline, all right? Again, Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.